The WNBA just handed Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston a cheat code for the 2026 season, and the rest of the league should be absolutely terrified. We spent all last year hearing about chemistry issues and growing pains. We heard the media try to pit these two against each other. But looking at the newly released schedule and the reports coming out of the USA basketball camp, we are staring down the barrel of a nightmare scenario for every other team. What happens when the two best young players in the game don't just play together for the Indiana Fever, but spend the entire month of September dominating the world in Germany for Team USA? Right before the WNBA playoffs start, you're looking at a potential double gold year, a gold medal and a WNBA championship. And honestly, I don't think anyone is ready for what this duo is about to unleash.
Look, we know those two have quite a relationship on the court and off the court that could lead to it being a season for the books, especially for the duo of Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston. Could be teammates on Team USA. Both Clark and Aliyah Boston were part of the USA basketball camp in December.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are breaking down a massive development in the WNBA schedule and explaining why Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston are set up for a historic, record-breaking season. The narrative has shifted from can they play together to can anyone stop them? And the answer is looking like a hard no. But first, if you're hyped for year 2 of the Caitlin Clark era and you want the real analysis that the haters won't give you, do me a favor. Smack that subscribe button, ring the bell, and drop a like on the video. Over 90% of you watch without subscribing, so let's fix that right now. All right, let's talk about this special year. There is a fascinating quirk in the 2026 WNBA schedule that people are overlooking. There is a massive break in the season from August 31st to September 16th. Why? The FIBA World Cup in Berlin. Now, usually a mid-season break is a momentum killer, but for the Indiana Fever, it is a gift from the basketball gods. Because unlike last year, where Caitlin was snubbed from the Olympic team in one of the most embarrassing decisions in USA basketball history, this time around, she is a lock. And she's taking Aliyah Boston with her. Think about what that means. Instead of resting or rusting, Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston are going to spend 3 weeks in a high-performance environment, building chemistry against the best players in the world, wearing the red, white, and blue. They're going to be roommates, teammates, and champions on a global stage. It is a double whammy for the rest of the league.
They will go on a break from August 31st to September 16th for the World Cup, which will be played in Berlin. And, Clark and Boston could be gold medal teammates, and it stands to reason they'll both be playing big minutes for that team as well. To the other, and you get the playoffs, and they push even further. So if the Fever make an extended run in the playoffs, it's a double whammy.
That momentum feeds directly into the WNBA playoffs, which start just 10 days after the World Cup ends. They're going to come back from Berlin battle-tested, locked in, and probably wearing gold medals around their necks. That is a level of bonding you simply cannot replicate in a normal practice facility. And let's talk about what we are already seeing from them. Sue Bird, a legend who knows a thing or two about point guard play, was at the USA basketball camp recently. And what did she say? She said Caitlin Clark looked great. Remember, Caitlin hasn't played meaningful basketball in months. She finally got rest. She finally got an off-season to work on her body and her game. And she stepped onto the court with the best players in the world and immediately looked like she belonged.
But Sue Bird, who's the managing director of USA Basketball, also had good things to say about both players. I mean, this was back at camp.
Yeah, I thought she looked great, right? I mean, here's a player that didn't get to play this summer, all in, didn't get to play a lot of basketball really in the last she had. So the rhythm looks great. But more than anything, you want all these players to just be around each other, right? Off the court, on the court.
The conditioning excuse is gone. The rookie wall excuse is gone. We are getting a fully recharged Caitlin Clark who is on a mission to prove that leaving her off that Olympic team was a mistake. But it's not just Caitlin. Sue Bird also said Aliyah Boston has found her game and looks more confident than ever. And why is that? because she knows she has the best point guard in the world feeding her the rock.
She's really, I think, like found her game and just has a confidence about this is what I do and I'm going to be great at these things. Aspect that she sees for Boston on the USA squad, and that's been something that Boston has done for the Indiana Fever. So the Fever took the quote here. What really stands out to me is Aliyah Boston. Aliyah Boston looks great right now. She looked great in USA camp.
Aliyah Boston recently spoke about her relationship with Caitlin, and it completely destroys the jealousy narrative the media tried to push. She called Caitlin my girl. She talked about how they motivate each other. She said, "You're going to be amazing because you are amazing." This is the scary part for the league. Last year, they were strangers trying to learn a system on the fly while getting blitzed by defenses. This year, they're best friends. They are the dynamic duo. Aliyah Boston knows that her bread is buttered by Caitlin's passing. She knows that if she runs the floor, Caitlin will find her. And Caitlin knows that having a dominant post presence like Boston opens up the logo 3. They have realized that their destinies are tied together. We're looking at a potential Shaq and Kobe dynamic, but without the ego clash. We're looking at Stockton and Malone, but with championship upside immediately. So, when you look at this season, don't just look at the Fever schedule. Look at the World Cup. Look at the chemistry building in these camps. The Caitlin Clark effect isn't just about selling tickets anymore. It's about elevating everyone around her. She is making Aliyah Boston better. She is making Team USA better. And in return, that chemistry is going to make the Indiana Fever a legitimate title contender. We could be witnessing history, a duo winning a World Cup gold and a WNBA championship in the same calendar month. It hasn't happened often, but if anyone can do it, it's number 22 and number 7. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the World Cup break is an advantage for the Fever? And do you think Caitlin and Aliyah are already the best duo in the league? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're going to be following this special year every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.